Hello, children. Welcome to the animal kingdom. Tonight, we have a very special mission. We're going to help the animals fall asleep. I wonder what they've been doing all day. Let's go and find out together. Will you help me? Can you say goodnight out loud with me? If you're ready, let's begin. Hello, tiger. You spent the whole day exploring the jungle. Now it's time to rest. Good night, tiger. Sweet dreams. Hello, elephant. You played by the river and splashed water all day. Now it's time to sleep. Good night, gentle elephant. Hello, giraffe. You reached the tall trees and ate your favorite leaves. Now it's time to rest. Good night, tall giraffe. Hello, panda. You played in the bamboo forest and munched all day. Now it's time to sleep. Good night, fluffy panda. Hello, bear. You searched for honey in the forest and got so tired. Now you need a nap. Good night, sweet bear. Hello, lion. You roamed the sunny savannah like a king. Now it's bedtime. Good night, brave lion. Hello, puppy. You played fetch and wagged your tail all day. Now it's time to rest. Good night, little pup. Hello, kitty. You jumped and climbed all over the house today. Now you're purring in your sleep. Good night, soft kitty. Hello, bunny. You hopped through the garden smelling flowers. Now it's time to close your eyes. Good night, little bunny. Hello, horse. You galloped across green fields with the wind. Now it's bedtime. Good night, strong horse. Hello, frog. You leaped across lily pads by the pond. Now it's time to relax. Good night, jumpy frog. Hello, turtle. You wandered slowly through the warm sand. Now you're cozy in your shell. Good night, sleepy turtle. Hello, penguin. You waddled through the snow with your friends. Now it's time to rest. Good night, chilly penguin. Hello, dolphin. You swam and played in the ocean waves. Now it's time to float and dream. Good night, playful dolphin. Hello, owl. You flew through the night watching the stars. Now it's your turn to rest. Good night, wise owl. Hello, fox. You explored the forest paths all day. Now you're curled up in your den. Good night, clever fox. Hello, koala. You hugged eucalyptus trees and climbed high. Now it's time to snooze. Good night, sleepy koala. Hello, hedgehog. You shuffled through the garden and sniffed around. Now you're rolled into a tiny ball. Good night, little hedgehog. Hello, raccoon. You explored the woods under the stars. Now it's time to rest. Good night, sneaky raccoon. Hello, monkey. You swung from tree to tree in the jungle. Now it's time for a peaceful nap. Good night, playful monkey. Hello, parrot. You sang and talked all day in the treetops. Now it's time to rest your colorful wings. Good night, chatty parrot. Hello, kangaroo. You hopped across the red earth of the outback. Now you're resting in the shade. Good night, bouncing kangaroo. Hello, seal. You played on the icy shore and splashed in the sea. Now you're lying still. Good night, slippery seal. Hello, squirrel. You ran up trees and collected nuts. Now you're curled up in your nest. Good night, busy squirrel. Hello, sloth. You moved slowly through the treetops. Now you're already asleep. Good night, dreamy sloth. Hello, chick. You peeped and ran around the coop all day. Now you're snuggled with your family. Good night, tiny chick. Hello, duck. You swam across the pond and quacked all day. Now you're floating quietly. Good night, waddling duck. Hello, goat. You climbed the rocky hills and made funny sounds. Now you're lying in the straw. Good night, silly goat. Hello, cow. You grazed in the fields all afternoon. Now it's time to lie down and dream. Good night, gentle cow. Hello, sheep. You walked across the hills and munched on grass. Now you're snuggling with your flock. Good night, fluffy sheep. Hello, flamingo. You stood on one leg by the water all day. Now you're dozing off. Good night, pink flamingo. Hello, crocodile. You floated in the river and soaked up the sun. Now it's time to nap. Good night, sleepy crocodile. Hello, peacock. You showed your feathers proudly today. Now you're resting in the quiet. Good night, dazzling peacock. Hello, whale. You sing deep songs in the ocean waves. Now you're drifting in dreams. Good night, gentle giant. Hello, camel. You walked across the desert under the hot sun. Now you're resting in the sand. Good night, desert traveler. Hello, zebra. You galloped through the plains with your striped friends. Now it's time to rest. Good night, striped zebra. Hello, reindeer. You wandered snowy forests all day. Now you're curled in the snow. Good night, frosty reindeer. Hello, llama. You climbed the mountain trails and greeted hikers. Now you're resting in the highlands. Good night, fluffy llama. Hello, polar bear. You walked across the snow and slid on the ice. Now you're dreaming in your cave. Good night, snowy bear. Hello, octopus. You changed colors and explored coral caves. Now you're still and silent. Good night, magical octopus. What a lovely adventure, little ones. Today we met 40 more sweet animals. And now they're all sleeping peacefully. Are you ready to sleep too? Moms and dads, don't forget to give your little ones a warm, snuggly goodnight hug. Whisper some sweet dreams in their ears, because now it's bedtime for everyone. Let's close our eyes, rest our heads on soft pillows, and head to dreamland together. Good night, childrens. Sweet dreams.